What's going on to you Geminis out here? So, for you Geminis, let's see. So, for you Geminis, you have the Two of Raphael, the Chariot, and then you Geminis also have the Ten of Raphael. So, situation for you is okay, so you Geminis, basically, um, okay, so you Geminis, right? Basically, what's going on with you is um a lot of you Geminis are like learning how to communicate better with a lot of other people, right? um in a way that actually gets you or puts you in position of where it is that you Geminis want to be. You're learning how to become a much more direct communicator and able to know what it is that you want to say and actually say it in a way where other people listen to what you're saying, right? They understand what you're saying, which is a skill in on it of itself. Because the Chariot and the Ten of Raphael right here, right? Because these three cards, the Chariot and the Ten of Raphael, a lot of people are very much so able to listen to what it is that you Geminis are saying to them, understand, right? Normally they would have had a problem with it, but they actually get what it is that you Geminis are saying. That, your life has changed tremendously. You're not the same way that you used to be, where it's like you're super fun loving, but then, you kind of, break people's hearts because they like you so much, and then you're unable to actually verbally articulate what's going on with you. You Geminis can actually communicate verbally a lot better compared to how you used to. And see, a lot of people just have to come to the conclusion that they're going to have to respect you Geminis' decisions. And if they don't want to, then it is what it is. Again, they're not their decisions to make. It's your decision to make, right? The decisions that you've made. So no one can, people could be upset with you, but it's kind of weird if they are um if they are like, if they don't like it, if they are upset, then it is what it is at the end of the day. Because you they would, like, how would they rather have you? Would they rather have you as the Geminis who, run away from your heart, who, barely get yourselves into functional relationships because of that? you know and so you give decent people a hard time, and yet you do what? You stay hanging out with whomever. You Geminis don't want to be for the streets. And see, the Three of Gabriel, and you know better, the Three of Gabriel and the solutions. So you Geminis decided to do something about it and actually start making better decisions. And so you are, you start, because with Gemini, there's a big spiritual element, but with Gemini, but what about the streets though? You see it with a lot of Geminis, Kendrick Lamar, um, Tupac. You see it with a lot of Geminis, right? Where it's the, yeah, I know better, but I got this situation that just keeps calling my name. And until the Gemini learns to decide which one are you going to be committed to, because you kind of doing both, and you need to actually make a commitment to which one you're going to be. And then the Geminis make a decision, okay, I'll be about spirituality. That's when the Gemini will actualize yourselves in a way where, it's beautiful. Um, it's realized, and it's something that pretty much everybody knew that you were capable of doing. You know, Gemini is like the mischievous good kid, but mischievous, and gets themselves into problems, but knows better, and everybody can see it. Like, don't do what I did. Kendrick Lamar talks about it himself, about how, you know, even when he was growing up, and what I'm saying, he had homies who is Pyru, who was Pyru and all of that. And they would do their thing. They would do their long stints, and they would basically try to tell them before they went in, or while they was in, don't be about this Pyru stuff. You know what I mean? Just, you know, focus on your music. And see, the situation with that is the three of Michael and the page of Michael for you Geminis, right? This is your home. This is what you got when you stop trying to be rowdy. You realize that there is a spiritual element to you that you Geminis have been essentially running away from. And so now that, you Geminis stop running away from it, or whenever you decided to stop running away from it, however many years you've been disciplined or whatever, right? The three of Michael and the page of Michael represents, again, you hit a very high point because you're seeing a lot of profound results from the decisions that you Geminis actually been making. That has been compounding, that's been adding up, and that has essentially been doing wonders for you because you actually see the results. Three of Michael, page of Michael, and it was difficult at first, but you're here now. Now, and some people, like I said, they're not gonna like it. Sometimes you still get tempted in a certain sense, but you Geminis know better than to get yourselves into these messed up situations because you Geminis know that it ain't worth it. Every Gemini that I've ever known has the you know what I mean? Like, they can tell the difference, but like I could tell that they can tell the differences between right and wrong. Because consciousness knows consciousness. Geminis, they don't move like a lot of other zodiac signs. Because like I could tell, me being a Virgo, I could tell, and being a conscious Virgo at that, I could tell like a lot of y'all sometimes be struggling with decisions that I could see that you're struggling. And see, the two of Gabriel right here represents how, like, and again, it's that instance in which a couple of things is going on. It's higher nature versus lower nature, but it's also what had you get out of it too, and why you're thankful that you're in this new paradigm, this new shift in your awareness of what you are focusing on and what is your lifestyle, is not only your higher self versus your lower self, which is the ultimate decision maker at the end of the day. It's also the people whom you hanging out with. It's your lifestyle that you have created for yourself. You out here hanging out, yo, with individuals that, like I said, are what other people who are not in your group will call shady. But you about that life, and other people trying to make it seem like you're not about that life, even though you Geminis know that you are about that life. But at the same time, you realize that that life is not a life that you want to live, because that's not living up to certain aspects of your potential. And see, the seven of Raphael and the ace of Raphael, again, like over the course of weeks, it's like you Geminis, basically, it's like, again, it's this thankfulness that a lot of you Geminis have, where it's like, you glad to still be spiritual on this path, separating yourself, or enough separation from people who would be a bad influence or not a very good influence. But also too, you also have the space to actually make decisions without influences around you, so that you can allow yourself for the good things to show up, as opposed to the worldly temptations, right? And see the seven of Raphael and the ace of Ariel. You just need the opportunity and the space to actually do the right things and to give yourself a chance. Because it's like a person who is doing good and then everybody's still trashing on that person. It's like, but what about if the person is doing good though? And if the person is legitimately changed? Why would you just throw away, try to, you know what I mean? Like, why would you just take a dump all over this person's progress? Oh, because you still haven't forgotten. Okay, but this person, okay, and you're right, but this person is going to get encouragement from some people too. And at that point, it'll be up to the Geminis to make a decision one way or the other. Like, it'll be up to y'all to make a decision. Which path will you take? Will you go back or will you keep moving forward? Now, what does this have to do with the past couple of weeks? Again, huge transformations. And from what I'm seeing, it's like it's this instance where it honestly, I'm seeing temptations around you to go back a lot. And you Geminis keep moving forward regardless. The fact that there's temptations around you to go back, where it's like you start being for the streets. And you Geminis are like, nah. You don't care how much temptation there is. You still moving forward regardless. So, round of applause. Real talk. Shout outs to you Geminis for choosing to have friends but wanting better and separating yourself from them and denouncing that and being out and being like, look, you just not doing it, and moving forward regardless of if there is temptation for you to go back. Because that's one thing that I've been seeing over the past couple of weeks that I haven't talked about. It's that there's temptation around y'all where it's like, some people, you could go back. Some people who you may still hang out with, they may be on that type of nonsense, but you keep them around because they do bring value to you. And it's like, you Geminis could be about that nonsense, but you Geminis let cooler heads prevail and choose to take the high road. Even though these people around you are like bugging out and overreacting, So let's clarify this ace of Ariel. Two of Cups, Five of Cups, Page of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and then you have the Queen of Swords. So the Two of Cups, Five of Cups, and the Page of Swords, again, could be having like temptations to go to be for the streets, to start being about what you were about before or what you got into. And the Two of Cups and the Five of Cups, that's not who you Geminis are anymore. Like, even if you were to go back now, you couldn't fulfill it. You couldn't finish what you set out to do because you're not about that anymore. So even if you got tempted, you would still chicken out of it, because this lifestyle, this doing right decisions has affected you in a way where you again, you're not going back to, I'm all in the BS. That's not who you are anymore. And so the thing is that the Queen of Swords now is about, so you wouldn't even, like, you moving forward, not only because this is where it is that you're going to be and where you want to be, but also, even if you did try to go back, it wouldn't work because you've changed too much. The people would be looking at you like you bugging. And you would be looking at them like something wrong with them, because there is something wrong with them. But your goodness would be a problem for them. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace.